This wouldn't be baseball if we weren't superstitious. The hat's coming back. But hello and welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October. And you know what? Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that nobody disagreed with my no trade at the end of last episode. But I'm also kind of glad. I guess we're all on the same page. But we do find ourselves in a pretty good spot to start this episode. I actually didn't notice this. We've bumped up somehow to the 4th ranked team. We were sitting at, I think, 6 or 7 for most of the year up until this point. But we're strengthening that division lead bit by bit here. But we're strengthening this division lead bit by bit. We've got a 4.5 game lead on Cleveland, and that widened in the last episode. And we have a big way to get this one started. A fast track down in the minors once again with a hitter, and it's Lenyn Sosa. And I told you guys, I think I even promised that I was going to get some swings in before this player lock was Sosa. And I did. I literally just played 3 games of ranked, which is either already on the channel or it should be going up on the channel soon. So I know we might be offline March to October people here, but if you do like these videos, maybe you'd like that one too. But this fast track with Lenyn Sosa actually has a chance to be really big. You know, he's only a 63 overall right now, C potential, 25 years old. But we saw what that did for Brian Ramos. He jumped up to a 69 overall. He jumped up to a B potential. And to do that again, to get another one that we can set up for the future, that'd be huge. And we're not strangers to Sosa in this March to October. He actually started year 1 on the big league roster, and I actually didn't realize he played this much. He got almost 150 at bats. Didn't do too great, but that's what we're looking to change today. He kind of already has a solid base, like 60 contact versus lefties, and then we have a chance to improve that pretty significantly. Even if that's all he ever is kind of a lefty specialist, there's always room for that. But let's not waste any more time here. Let's not let my bat cool off at least. I want to take these at bats while I'm still feeling pretty good. We're trying to change the narrative here on these hitter player locks. We went deep and did about as good as we could with Brian Ramos in my last hitter player lock. I also had a good game with Luis Robert in a player lock recently. I'm changing the narrative. We got to continue that. I didn't notice who their pitcher was though, so I don't know if we're facing a lefty, which would be nice. No, it's a righty out there. He also doesn't throw all that hard, so I got to keep that in mind. Oh no, I actually thought that was a good swing. I had the right idea. I timed it up. The PCI was on its way up there. It just didn't make it far enough. That's a shame. There's 1 at bat down, and there's no telling how many we get. All right, at bat number 2, and yep, like I said, we don't know how many at bats we're gonna get, and it's already the bottom of the 5th. We might only get 1 more after this. No, why am I... Guys, I'm letting myself get frustrated here, but it's frustrating that I feel like I've been on every pitch I've swung at so far, and I think it's just the small PCI. He's got like 38 contact against righties. All right, it's the bottom of the 7th. We might get 1 more at bat after this, but that's not a guarantee. And you gotta be kidding me. A perfect, man. A perfect 114 off the bat. All right, we do get 1 more at bat, and it's we actually get a lefty, but there's a runner on second, so it's the clutch rating, which I think is even worse. And I don't want to make excuses, but I swear there was a little stutter in the game right as he released that ball, and it kind of threw me off. After that take on the first strike, it was 4 straight balls. I better get a plus. Like, I swear, I better get a plus for this one. A perfect swing and a walk. Like, you have to give me credit. I don't know, man. We're 1 run away here. If we can make it to extra innings, maybe we finesse an extra at bat out of this one. Or our guy's going to hit into a game-ending double play. No, he won't? Wait, what happened? Oh my God, I got to run home. Did I just score the winning run? Okay. There's another thing about these player locks is it's so difficult to control the camera. Did they actually not give me anything for that? You give our offense no runs. I barely get that 4th plate appearance. I work a walk because I really got no pitches to hit. I had a perfect swing the at bat before, and you're going to tell me no offensive production. I was the winning run, but no offensive production. I'm really trying to hide how frustrated I am at that. Wow. I wanted that so bad. I wanted to get Lenine Sosa that big boost so bad. And I guess the curse strikes again. It doesn't matter how well I play. It doesn't matter how prepared I am. Hitter player locks at the start of the episode. It just doesn't work out. And we get negative even though we won the game. When you're down in the minors, it's all based on your performance. And if you don't impress, you don't get the boost, you get the snowflake. And now we're losing 2 games to Atlanta. Man, I don't know if I'm just salty after that or if this is really how it's been going, but I swear, every hitter that I've tried to scout so far is so underwhelming once they're actually done being scouted. Like, you think this guy looks decent with that potential range, but his starting overall is so low and none of his hitting is good, and his fielding isn't even really good to make up for it. All he has is speed. This dude kind of sucks. I mean, I don't even know if you can say kinda. All right, so I'm switching to scout some starting pitchers from the West. I'm also honing in on Charles Forrest here, unranked by the rest of the MLB, but we've got him up at 94, lefty arm. Maybe could be solid. And then we've got another outfielder that we're gonna hone in on. We're getting kind of close to the draft too, guys. That was week 10 of 14 of scouting. We didn't get swept by the Braves and we didn't get to play the Cubs, but that wasn't the best set of simmed games. We probably went about 500 there, but so did Cleveland. We stay the exact distance in front of them that we were. But this actually looks like kind of a difficult one here. We've got the top of the 9th with nobody out, a clean start to the inning, but we have to put up a run to keep this one alive. We're probably going to be facing whoever Tampa's closer is at this point. It's still Pete Fairbanks. All right, then we got to face Pete Fairbanks. All right, before we get started here, it's a kind of high scoring game, so I want to see what's happened. We've got bombs from Luis Robert and Vladdy. A lot of walks on the board too, 7 walks. A lot of errors though too. Wow, 3 errors. So Kyle Hendricks, he gave up 5 runs, but only 2 of them were earned. We're also swiping bags too. And Jared Schuster with, well, I guess not a scoreless 3 2/3, but no earned runs in the 3 2/3. So that's 4 unearned runs in this game. Wow, and I just also noticed 1 strikeout. So let's see what we can do here. We've got 2, 3, 4 due up against Pete Fairbanks. I thought he had a sinker, but it's just 4-seam slider circle change. So it's not the worst pitch mix to deal with. No, wait, yes, never mind. The shift helped me there. Third baseman was guarding the line. I think he would have made that play if he wasn't. All right, I probably, yep. I was going to say this, and the CPU's on it too. Probably want to bring in some speed. We can go ahead and get Hampson out there. 89 speed means the ball in the gap should tie it. Man, it's also tempting to steal on this catcher. Doesn't have the worst arm, but only 44 arm accuracy. I don't know, though. I don't know if I can risk throwing away our game-tying base runner out there. All right, kept the bat on my shoulders, and we worked the walk. That's 2 on. That's the go-ahead, or tying and go-ahead run on base now. Although, yeah, that's a tiny PCI. Luis Robert with the clutch rating. And I got beat. I'm sitting fastball, and basically sitting fastball in that spot, you got to get around on it. Okay, that didn't really look like it ran too far inside, but sure, Dominic, stick that lead elbow out there. Now we got Mitch Garver. Do we want Mitch Garver? What are my other options? I don't know, man. Garver's been struggling this year. I guess his numbers aren't bad. 66 clutch with 82 power. Yeah, the only other viable option would be Moncada with the same amount of clutch, way less power. Only real benefit is batting from the opposite side of the plate, but I don't know if that's enough. We stick with Garver. Just can't hit it on the ground. Oh my god, we did do it, right? That is leaving, right? Okay. I didn't know. It's not always a guarantee that the perfects to center field leave, but Mitch Garver comes through in the big spot. I don't know why I even thought of taking him out. Of course he was going to do that. He shows up in the big moments. How many grand slams is that over just the last couple episodes too? We just got one last episode with Vaughn. And there we go. New arm in the game. And not only did we take the lead, but we've taken like a commanding lead. A 3-run lead feels pretty safe. And I'm not letting up, man. Still working the count just as much as I was when I was losing. Oh my god, look at that swing on a 2-strike count going the other way. That's usually the type of swing I have trouble making, so whenever I do it, I feel really good about it. Oh my god, I smoked that with the infield in too. And I definitely didn't get enough of that. Not with Benintendi and his 42 power. So we're going to have to be content with only putting up 4. 3-run lead heading to the bottom of the 9th. And we do have Crochet ready to go for another 3-run lead save. And his numbers are definitely coming back down. 3.60 ERA now. And there we go. There's the first out. Don't even need to hit my spots on that slider. Rollover grounder. I got the yellow throw. Wait, but it was right to him? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I've never seen a yellow throw that doesn't bounce in. And we jammed him, grounder to second, and there we go. That's a win we can feel good about. And that should get us a lot of fireballs too. Coming in that late in the game, losing. Only 4? I'm kind of surprised. But hey, 4 is still really nice. That's going to get us a nice sized fireball there. Look at that. Hopefully should widen our division lead even more. 1 game for the sweep. We have to wait to see that. Man, and once again, our outfielder that we focus in on is a letdown. Even this pitcher, I think the upper end of his potential went down a bit. All right, now I don't know. Maybe it's too late to be scouting purely by position, but that's what we've got going on for this week. And we do sweep Tampa. Now we're up against Oakland. We can't sweep Oakland, though. And more chances for trades, and another trade involving Brian Ramos. Man, I don't know. You only get 4 slots of untouchables, and maybe I should have put him on there. Especially now that he's a 70, that makes him look even better. Makes me want to hang on to him even more. Well, at least I don't feel tempted for this first one, though. I don't need Jake Fraley, and I don't even need to think about it either. So we can just move on to what the Dodgers are offering, and they're offering Kershaw again. I mean, what's even different about this offer than the last time around? No, I'm not doing that. So Twins? An in-division trade is our last hope in this set of opportunities, at least, to make our first trade of the year, and it's for Nick Pivetta. I don't know. I mean, at least there's nobody that we'd be getting rid of that I feel the need to hang on to, but do I feel the need to add Nick Pivetta? I mean, for one, he's a starting pitcher with 60 stamina, and we all know how I feel about low stamina starting pitchers. He's doing pretty terrible so far on the year. 15 starts, 2-8 record, 6.37 ERA with 110 hits allowed in 83 innings. He's regressing. He's only for 1 year. Again, if I could get rid of Davy Garcia, like if I knew that making this trade could get him sent down, I'd be all for this. I could just leave Nick Pivetta in the pen, and his 60 stamina would be perfectly fine out there. But with knowing the game won't be sending him down, and not like I would want to, but also knowing the game won't be sending down Tukey because he's also out of options, I don't know who gets sent down then. I guess maybe Miguel Castro, and I guess that wouldn't be terrible either. He hasn't really gotten the opportunity to pitch. Somehow has 2 losses in 2 appearances in 2 innings. 2 blown saves. That's too bad. But I know one of them at least was when I used him, so the CPUs only used him 1 time. I don't know, man. I feel like some of you guys are going to disagree with this, but I don't feel the need to do this trade. I know we're not giving anything up, but to me, we're not really getting anything, especially knowing we already have a better version of what Nick Pivetta would be in the organization in Tyler Wells if the game would just let me bring him up. This isn't the type of trade that blows me away enough to want to do it. And I feel like with where our team's at, like I said in the last episode, it makes sense to be picky. It makes sense to be cautious and only make the trade if it seems like it'd be really good for us, and it's not that. So for what now? The 3rd time so far in this season, we're going to be declining all trades our team hasn't changed, at least in terms of adding people from the outside. So we're just on to another game against Tampa Bay then, actually, and it's another one where we start down 1. We did widen our lead though in the division. Cleveland's been struggling a bit. They've almost dropped back down to 500, so we have a 7.5 game lead now. Now it's just a matter of asserting ourselves in the American League as a whole, because right now, yeah, the Jays are better than us. And in the West, both the Rangers and the Astros have a better record. And that 2 seed or 1 seed, obviously, is very important. Avoiding that wild card round. I do think that's where I'm going to call this one, though. I know it was probably pretty short, but I know the draft is coming up soon and you don't get to control when you stop simulating and how far it goes. So I want to try and pace it so we can get one more episode in and then be able to do the draft. And also, I'm not going to lie, with the Diamond Dynasty season coming to a close, I'm going to be pretty focused on making some ranked seasons pushes on 2 different accounts. So for this next week, having shorter episodes of March to October might be kind of helpful for me too. But yeah, guys, as always, make sure if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button for me. And if you're enjoying the series, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But thanks again for watching today. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time.